We were crying in that delivery room. We were like just crying out to them.
I think I've never cried that much except for that week of
Oh my gosh,
when my son was born. It was probably the hardest thing so far in our marriage we've had to face together. Sharon and I had our first baby, and the process of delivery was very complicated. It did not go the way most deliveries go. There were a lot of complications. Nothing we could have prepared for or known. I mean, Sharon's like a very healthy person. So that was like a shock for us. And it was not like a couple things didn't go well. It was like a lot of things and it was like a really scary, difficult, challenging time.
Bienvenidos a Living en Familia, where we talk about real life, faith, and family. Sin filtros, con el corazón.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Bienvenidos a un episodio más de Living en Familia, donde estamos hablando de temas que nos conciernen a todos, a los jóvenes, las familias biculturales, bilingües. And today I have the honor, the blessing of having my son-in-law, Dano, James Gómez Wilberger.
Yes.
That's your name. Come on.
Yes, sir.
I like him a lot. And well, he is the husband of Sharon. She was already here in our podcast. He is the father of Josa. He's amazing. Almost 7 months.
Almost 7 months.
Amazing. He's the director of the prayer room, Heartbeat Prayer Room. Amazing. He's a worship leader. He's a songwriter.
Dang, you're making me sound really good.
You are amazing, buddy. So I'm so happy to have him here. He's actually fully bilingual. He can, if I speak Spanish, he will understand me perfectly.
Yeah.
But he will not speak that much.
I won't speak very much.
But he understands.
But
everything.
I will understand.
So be careful if you say anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he doesn't understand.
I'll know. Exactly.
Exactly. So, okay. I mean, we Dano and myself, we have developed this friendship relationship.
Yeah.
That is close, that is, we're friends. We've shared throughout the years different things. And one of the things that happened recently, but it took a while, was a hard time that he had. And then the time got harder, but then something good happened out of that. Am I right, the way I'm describing it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think talking about this is very important, which is how hardship helps us to become better, which is great. You know, it's like, what? Because we have the tendency to avoid hardship. Like, I don't want a hardship. I want a comfortable, easy, life where things are not that hard for me. But not necessarily, hardship is good, So I want to talk I want Dano to start sharing with us all of his reflections. And he's really good. I mean, he's really deep. He's really smart. He's very philosophical. I don't know.
Yes.
So please share with us, Dano.
It's so affirming when you say it because you know the chaos of my mind. So if anyone knows how my mind works, it's you. So that's so wild.
His mind is complicated.
I feel like
for
I
real.
should be saying like, I'm so honored to sit with you, who is the pastor, who is like my father, who is like just, you have all the titles, I feel like.
Come on, thank you.
Yeah, so cool to be here.
Amazing having you here.
Yes, I went through something really hard. I think my wife Sharon and I both went through something very hard together. It was probably the hardest thing so far in our marriage we've had to face together. And what shocked me was how much breakthrough it brought in so many areas of my life. And I just never would have expected that. That was just such a surprise for me. Yeah, I think I'm still realizing the implications of it. But what was so eye-opening, or what made me realize it was happening, was actually other people. Like you, Ilse, like people around me telling me like, hey, you're different. Like something changed. And I was like, something did change, but like, what was it? And then just starting to realize what happened as a result of like going through something so hard. Yeah, I learned like so many valuable lessons, but one is that like hardship and pain is important. Like it's an important thing. in life.
Yeah, when I saw him, because we talk at least once a week around that, and I saw him struggling with some things, and I said, well, this thing is getting really hard, this moment. And I don't know, I was deep inside me, I was like, man, if he was already struggling and with this,
Yeah.
I don't know, is he going to feel worse but no, I mean, something, the opposite happened. That's what you're describing.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think it's so important for us to see, like, okay, hardship is not as bad as, sometimes we feel we want to avoid hardship at any cost, but it's like, maybe it's good, when God allows things like that to happen, that, I don't know, bring lessons or so many things, because I saw you, I was like, man, this guy looks stronger, more stable, more like confident. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, this is
So crazy.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. And it's funny because you want to make it, you want to sugarcoat it. You want to make it palatable. You want to make it easier and in your flesh. But actually what makes hard things good is that they're hard.
Exactly.
It's actually good that it's hard.
The actual hardship.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that, but
crazy.
It's so true. And then you read New Testament, and you see the way Paul thinks, and you're like, oh yeah, it's here. Even Peter, the way they write about things, you're like, oh, they understood that.
Yeah, James is counted on as joy when you're going through trials and tribulations of many kinds. Like, what? How am I gonna count this as joy if it's horrible and I don't like it and I don't want it? And I think that maybe I don't have the strength or the wisdom or whatever it requires for me to go through. But the Bible says, take it, count it as joy. It's like that's
pure joy.
Pure joy.
Yeah, because it produces perseverance. That's what he says.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so good.
It is. Man.
You read that verse when you're not in hardship, and you're like, "This what? There's no way." And then you're in hardship, and you're like, "What? There's no way." And then you get through hardship, and you're like, "Oh, I get it." You're like, "It makes sense."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard when I go through hardship, and lately I've been trying to be more aware of that. This is getting hard, but I'm gonna count it. I'm gonna rejoice in something good with the Lord. Romans 8:28. He's going to make those things to work for the good of those who love him. So I'm going to see that, okay, this is hard. I feel like, oh man, but I trust you, So yeah, I'm learning, I'm not there yet, but I think, I don't know, this is good for people like younger people, millennials, and all other people that, I don't know, they're going maybe right now through something horrible. A season they feel like, man, this is horrible, So I don't know.
Yeah.
So maybe,
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like as life gets easier and easier, it gets more and more shocking to a young person.
Yes.
When something hard happens.
Yeah.
Because it's outside of the norm of your concept of life.
Totally.
But life is full of hard moments.
Yes.
And that can be a very unexpected thing that can happen to a young person,
I think that's very smart what you're saying, because as you're talking, I'm thinking, let's say, I grew up in Mexico and it was hard. Everything was hard. You don't have money, you don't have a car, you are, whatever. But then I realized that hardship developed something in me, thank God, that helped me a lot through life when hardship comes. But we as parents want to do our kids' life as easy, as nice, as enjoyable, so we don't want them to suffer. But, not that we want to be cruel or anything, but hardship is good. Mm-hmm. It will develop the muscle of something,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Now I'm like, maybe I shouldn't say this so much because now more hard things are going to come. I got to put my money where my mouth is.
Yeah, so you better be careful.
Exactly.
So I'd like for you to take us to some of the reflections that you have.
Yeah, sure.
If you feel, and I want to thank Dano to sharing this thing with all of us, because it's so valuable. We sometimes hear good preachings and I love it, but the real experience that it's good. It's so real, so
Yeah.
useful. So that's why I'm so thankful that you are willing to share this
Yeah.
with all of us.
Yeah, I think like it's like such a important thing to do when 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 a believer gets breakthrough or clarity. It's so powerful to like share that with other people, even though it can feel uncomfortable or vulnerable. Probably so many others are also going through something hard, so it's really precious. I can just read or
Please.
Okay, so these are like reflections that I wrote after Sharon and I went through something hard. For context, which we can talk about it more if you want, but for context, Sharon and I had our first baby, and the process of delivery was very complicated. It did not go the way most deliveries go. There were a lot of complications. Nothing we could have prepared for or known. I mean, Sharon's like a very healthy person. So that was like a shock for us. And it was not like a couple things didn't go well. It was like a lot of things and it was like a really scary, difficult, challenging time for both of us.
We were crying in that delivery room. We were like just crying out to them.
I think I've never cried that much except for that week of
Oh my gosh,
when my son was born. And it's crazy
It was so hard.
tension of like you're so grateful that your son is born, and at the same time you're like almost like mourning or like going through this like tremendous turmoil. It's
turmoil,
like to hold both of those emotions in tension and actually be able to feel both of them is like such a wild thing to go through.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
How do I do this thing?
Yeah. Anyway, so I wrote these reflections after all of this happened, and I was beginning to process through everything that I felt. So I'll just read. I just have two here, but I'll read one of them. I was reading this book, Fathered by God, by John Eldredge. It's a really good book. And at the end of the book, he uses this analogy of climbing large mountains as a symbol for how we go through life. He says, "You may view this great mountain in the distance and say it looks impossible to climb, but a seasoned climber next to you will look at it and say, it looks that way, but I can climb it." And he shares about how he suddenly had to lead a climb with one of his sons that he felt was too much for him. He was not planning to lead it, but some things happened and he ended up having to lead it. And he was like, I'm not prepared to do this. I don't know how to do this. And he says that he was really afraid. But then he says towards the end of this part of the book, he says, at nearly every stage of our masculine journey, something in us needs to be dismantled and something needs to be healed.
Whoa.
And what I wrote is, I think I have been familiar with this concept of healing being a lifelong process. But I believe some part of me always disliked and resisted this idea. I want to be able to heal and move on. But now, having gone through something quite difficult, the complications of labor, having our first child, I somehow feel more accepting of this reality. God brings a great mountain, and suddenly we have to not only climb it, but lead this climb, even though we feel unable. And in this process, something in us that isn't good is dismantled, and what lies beneath is healed. And then I wrote, I think of the Lord being the potter and we the clay. Sometimes the Lord may release his hand a bit, and we have space to relax and let ourselves decompress. But sometimes in order to form us or heal us, he pushes against us with his hand. And we feel this pressure because that's not the direction we were going in. But in that process, we're formed. And in the end, we are better for having been formed. And then I go on to even write about burping Josa, because when he was a newborn, I had to burp him a lot. Some babies need to be burped more than other babies. And he just hated it. I mean, he would fight against it. He would cry and kick and scream.
Bottle, and he doesn't care about anything else.
Yeah. But he needs to be burped. And to add another layer to it, it's like he can't communicate with me. Like he, in his mind, all he can do is just make noise and cry, and he can't use words or express the feelings he's feeling. And I can't really communicate with him. You know, I can tell him like, it's okay, it's going to be okay. And I can try to soothe him, but at the end of the day, he doesn't know what I'm saying. He's a newborn. So it's like, he definitely doesn't know what I'm saying. And
amazing.
Yeah. And then, but through the process that he's just fighting against, he burps and then it's done. And then it's so much better. Now he can keep eating and he's not going to throw up. And I can't explain any of that to him. He just has to go through it. And it's remarkable how the Lord does the same thing with us. Like, we go through something, we want to like, it's painful and we want to like push against it and resist it. And we kick and scream and we cry and we rage and we feel like we can't, like, we feel like there's this breakdown of communication with the Father, especially in hardship, or with the Lord, where we feel like we can't hear him, or we feel like he's not hearing us. But as we go through it, something comes out of us. This thing is like released from us or dismantled in us in order for there to be like a breakthrough or like a healing. And that's exactly how I felt. I wrote, in the same way, I feel the same with the Lord. I can't communicate well with him, nor can I know if this process will be fast or why he's doing it. I just rage and cry like a child. But then something comes out of me that needed to come out, and I'm better because of the process.
Wow.
So that was my first reflection. I didn't even know yet what had healed. I just knew something had changed, and I was like beginning to wrap my mind around this idea that like, oh, God like uses really hard things to like heal.
Yeah. That is a person that will not just go through something and that happens. You know, I gotta understand what's going on. Like, so he's like, okay, why am I feeling better right now? So
it's my greatest strength and weakness. It's my.
And I said, Danny, just enjoy it. He's like, no, but what happened?
I need to understand. So many of our conversations are like, you're like, it doesn't. I remember one time you told me, faith doesn't require reason. I was like what? Sometimes I'm so cerebral. I'm like so in my mind.
I was quoting Romans 10 when it says that you believe with your heart and speak with your mouth and you don't consult with your mind. Is it okay? Do you like it? It sounds like it makes sense. Like, no, it's just believe with your heart and confess with your mouth and forget about your brain. But, like, I think as I hear you, saying like, because I think the Father, it's in James 1 also says that nothing bad can come out of the Father of lights. I don't remember how it says in English, but it says that there is no variation in him. He's always steadfast and faithful. So every good thing comes from the Lord. So when something comes to us that doesn't seem good or right, we got to be aware of that. Okay, I don't get it, but I'm not going to start like thinking or, I don't know, like, oh, Lord, what's going on? You don't care. Why is this not working? But more like, okay, I don't get it, but I trust you that you are leading me and nothing bad or evil can come from you, even when it looks so hard,
Yeah.
Because like you were saying, something came out of you or something was dismantled. And then now something good was born out of that experience. Yeah. So I think if we have that perspective, that insight, I think it's very good for all of us, like that, we're going to things that we don't like, we don't ask for. Remember, it was not just the baby's, delivery, but it was the days after and how she felt. And I was so like, oh my gosh, she's my daughter, obviously she's your wife first, but I was like, this is hard, like so she's hard. Not doing well.
It was like 2 months of recovery while having a newborn.
Which was totally new. Everything was so new. So it was like so like foreign and like hard. And because you see the movies and it seems like, oh, this is so cute. Yeah. So, and then in your case, it's like, it's not that cute. It's hard. It's like, it looks horrible. It feels horrible. I'm tired. I am whatever,
Yeah. 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 It's crazy. And I think, the harder the situation is, the greater the temptation is to like, I want to like just try to fix it or run away or like fight or flight, like,
Yes.
the greater you feel that temptation. And it's remarkable how strong that temptation can be, when in reality, the best way to deal with hardship is to go through it. It's like it's like to embrace, like dive into it, like face it,
Yeah. Instead of fighting it. Like, like
resisting or
like Josa.
exactly, like Josa. And I think I felt that so many times, like, man, I want there to be an easy way out of this.
Yes.
And there isn't an easy way out of this. Like, it's going to take like months of like
Yes.
processing through this, working through this, like making sacrifices, like having like hard conversations, like navigating things we don't know how to navigate, like, and the way is through. It's not like around or retreating or coming up with a better solution, because so much of life you can solve that way. So much of the things you face in life, you can come up with a better strategy. You can get someone to like help you, and sometimes in hard situations you don't have that luxury. Like, you actually have to like, no, I gotta like face this.
Yeah. And I think what is hard with people is like the expectations. No, I mean, like, something is happening. Something has to happen, that like a magic touch or something that is gonna fix it. So when it gets worse or harder, it's like we don't get it because our expectations. So we may feel frustrated or disappointed because we are maybe expectations like my way out of this should look like this. But when God says like, no, I'm going to do it my way, that for you is not the way you think, but it's the best way to take you to the other side of this, situation in your life. Because I saw the change. I saw you like, as like, this guy's much better. He looks happy. He looks, I don't know, he looks like at peace, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I was surprised, like, Lord, you used this thing. For real. It was like, Lord, you used the hardest thing that both of us didn't know that the outcome out of that was going to be this. Like, no way.
We
like,
were both like, so like, what happened? It's so true.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it feels like I would never think or choose in my rationalism, in my flesh, to do things the way I did them at that time, but because it feels like death. Like, it feels like you're dying, but it's like, actually it's through that death that like something can be born again, like, So yeah, it's true. Like, you really want to do it the Lord's way.
Yes.
Because even though it's not going to make sense, it's going to feel irrational. It's like doing it His way is so much better. And then what I love, being who I am, is that afterwards, it does start to make sense. Like, it feels like nothing makes sense in the moment. But then afterwards, you look back and you're like, oh, like, I see what He was doing. Like, He like shows you, look what I was doing. Look what I was birthing in your heart. Look what I was healing in your heart. So that's like so beautiful. Like, it's like, it's not like throw out all reason and just go through this thing and just trust the Lord and it's going to be fine. It's like, no, actually at some point it will make sense. Like, He's rational. It's just sometimes the only way through feels irrational, and that's okay. But later, it might make more sense.
Yeah. I'm going to mention two things. Like, number one, I saw how, you were tired.
Yeah.
You didn't sleep well. She was not doing well. The baby required a lot from you day and night. But I saw, because I was like, maybe he's going to be tired. So in my human like side, and because of the love of you that I have for you and Sharon, was like, I wanted to be there. Thank God your mom was so close. But I saw you like this strong man, willing to sacrifice everything for his wife, for his son, Like, and you were, I talked to you, how are you? He's like, I'm doing fine. Like, I didn't see you like, I'm done. Like, this is too much. Like, I saw you like, not like, yeah, I'm going to take care of her. Like, I was like, wow, because she was not doing well. I can tell, and she was going through a super hard time. But I saw you this, like, like nice man, like taking care of your wife. That was like so, like, man, this is so good that you are the man for the hour.
Yeah.
For real, like you were
crazy.
like, it was like this guy is doing a great, amazing.
Yeah.
In the middle of all of the whoa, it's so hard. And you tell me like, I'm fine. Because I asked you like, how are you? Like, yeah, I'm good. I was like,
Yes.
what? I mean, for real, like, yeah.
It's amazing. And I had friends who would come and ask me like, hey, I know it's been a lot for Sharon, but like, what about you? How are you doing? And at first I was like, kind of like drawing a blank. And I would just share the things that were going on and like try to. And at some point I started to realize like, I think I'm okay. This is weird, This is weird. I should not be okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm okay.
To my surprise, I'm doing okay.
Yeah, I think that perplexed me because I was like, I shouldn't be okay, And it was hard what we were going through. But then I would like, start to reflect and I feel like, actually, I feel good. And I realized, number one, I think I was experiencing grace. Like I think the Lord was just giving us grace to walk through that for me to like take care of Sharon, take care of Josa, take care of our house, in the midst of all of that. But also I think it was a result of this thing getting healed that I didn't realize was happening. But it's like that, like almost like a switch flipped. And I was like, and I was okay. And not to say, it was easy or I definitely had moments where I needed to reflect and I had hard moments. But there were so many moments where I was like, I should not be fine and I'm fine.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's crazy. I remember this brother a long time ago says like, embrace the grind, like embrace the thing. Like, and something that I would like for you to even address some of the millennials and people that are going right now through hardship. You talk to them. But the second thing that I wanted to mention is like the good thing of having a community around you, like mentors and friends where you can process.
Yeah.
I think it's so important, because when you go through things like this, isolated or whatever you don't want to share, I think that's not a good idea because, I think having this group of people around you is so good. Like you can open up fully, like, you know what, even before and during and after, I think it's so important, I just feel like people sometimes may isolate, or may say, I don't want anybody to know this is going on. It's like, no, it's so good to be able to share, to open up before, like I said, the process. And I don't know, what do you think about that? Because I think it's very, very key.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like you need that. You need trusted people that you can be vulnerable with. You can show them, all the
real you.
Yeah, the ugly, the hurting, the confused, the which I think I probably, because I have that with you and I have that with like some trusted friends and with Sharon, and I think because of that I think that set me up to heal because in the moment I didn't actually need that much, but I think in most situations I would need that. And also I think because I had already been doing that, I think my heart was already like basically like good soil. Like it was like set up to respond well in that like moment of like pain and hardship. But yeah, everyone needs that.
They do, man.
If you think you don't need that, you have some hard lessons coming.
Yeah.
You really do need that. It's so true.
Yeah, I think it's so important because some people is like, well, I have trusted or have opened up and this happened. But please don't give up on that. Like, surround yourself with good friends, mature people. Yeah, like you're saying, maybe at the moment you're trying to survive or go through the thing, but definitely the fact that you had people and then you can come to them in a moment like, you know what, today, pray for me or whatever. It's so key key, because that way the Bible says that it's better two than one, because if one falls, the other one is gonna help him stand up. So I think it's so important to that part of the community around you. So don't miss that. I will recommend people. So what would you say to someone that seems that has gone through a very long season of hardship and nothing is happening, and he doesn't see the end of this hardship because it doesn't seem that it's going to help me become better, but actually I'm getting worse? What would you tell to someone going through something like that?
If things are not getting better or getting worse, my first thought is, are you doing... It sounds funny, but like, are you doing your part in the midst of hardship? Meaning, are you acknowledging your emotions, giving yourself space and time to reflect, to process, to pray, to feel? Are you aware of what works for you? Like what works for you when you don't feel okay? To what works for you to feel that emotion, to process through it, to understand it, to face it. So my mind goes there first. Like, are you reflecting? Are you praying? Are you having vulnerable conversations? Do you have a mentor figure in your life, or a trusted friend who can tell you the truth, even though you may not like the truth? Are you receptive to that? Because without those things, you're setting yourself up to not learn or grow from what you're going through. So that's my first thought, is like, okay, we need those things. We have to have those things. Also, this is going to sound kind of obvious, but it's important. It's like, also, especially when you're going through something hard, are you getting enough sleep? Are you eating, a healthy diet? Are you drinking enough water? It's amazing how much that can affect your outlook, how you feel, what you think about, So start there. Also, are you consuming like a ton of media? I feel like that's like a kind of an undiscussed thing as it relates to going through something hard, but it's important. Like, are you just consuming tons of media? Is that shaping the way you're looking at your situation?
Yeah.
As opposed to, instead of consuming that, consuming like edifying conversations with good friends, and like, is your soul being fed with good food? Like the word, with the Lord, with, maybe for you it's great art, or it's like, is your soul being fed? Also is an important thing. So I would say that's my first thought. And then my second thought is, obviously, hopefully you're doing all of those things. And if things are hard and they're not getting better, I would say, I think of like David, who like went through seasons that were really hard, that were not short. Like, he had seasons where he was like being persecuted, or like, and it was like, it wasn't like a month, it was like, these were like long, challenging seasons. And you see it in the Psalms that he's doing those things. He's doing his part of like just mourning, weeping, woeing, like crying out, like just doing, like sharing like all his emotions. But he never like gives up or walks away from that thing. And so, and the end of like those hardships in David's life, you see resolution, like you see resolve. And so that's the God that we are in relationship with.
Yes.
The story just doesn't just end there. Like, even though it could be very hard and it could last very long, there is resolution. Even in Job's story, there's resolution. So like, you can trust that at the end there is going to be resolution to this hardship, because that's who God is.
Yes.
Like, that's like what he does. Like, he will do that in your life. And I can say that because I went through something hard. And before that, I doubted that God always did that. And then I went through something hard and saw him do that and realized I was wrong. Like, actually, God does do things that are good. And I will say that they're good when I go through them. Like, it's not just his definition of good. Like, it's like, I think what he did was good.
Amazing.
Know? Yeah.
I want to go, something that comes to my mind as he's sharing, like, do not, like, how can I say, like, overindulge yourself. Because this is when we are going through hardship, we try to find something that will numb the pain or escape, or deny. It's like, don't do that. Like, I love what you were saying, like, feel the feelings, talk about it, process well, deal with it instead of like, well, I'm just going to play video games, for 2-3 hours. And then, but distraction doesn't mean healing or any of that. It could be distracted, but still not processing, so I think that's important because we are in a season where there's so many things that can distract us or whatever and entertain us, but that actually not working because, we're doing that, but those things are not actually, we don't feel good. I mean, things, we're not dealing with the real issues. So I think that's important, especially in this generation because we have a lot of that right now.
Yeah. It's like, because going through or leaning into the hardship is doing those things, feeling, processing, reflecting, and you can blindly or unaware you can be unaware that you are like running from it when you think I'm just gonna like watch this, whatever. I'm gonna watch Netflix for 3 hours, or I'm gonna whatever it is that you're using to kind of like cope. Yeah. You can be blind to the fact that you're actually running from the thing. And are you actually unintentionally prolonging your hardship and like prolonging your suffering? It's like, that's crazy to think, but it could be,
Yeah.
It's really, it's like something to pay attention to.
I think so, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
This is good, Dano.
Yeah. I feel like we could do like 2 hours.
I think so.
3 hours.
Sometimes when we talk, we laugh for such a long time. And honestly, every time we talk, and I like to have him more, like to come back and to share different things. Because honestly, like the way, like we learn it from each other, we share. It's so beautiful. Like, as we like, sometimes I share with you a lot of my own struggles and
it's amazing
my own like, oh man, this is so hard for me. And I think this, like,
so
1 John chapter 1 says, verse 7 says, like, as we walk in the light, as he's in the light, we have fellowship with one another, and the blood of Jesus will cleanse us. So it's so beautiful.
Yeah. So, I'm so glad we have that. I think it's so important.
It is. It's been a blessing for the last, how many years? I don't know, 3 or 4 years.
I don't even know. Yeah, 3 or 4.
Maybe 4, even more.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a while.
It's a blessing for me when you're vulnerable because it makes me feel human. Like, I think sometimes leaders are like, we have to be strong, we have to be okay, and we have to like show the people that we're leading or that we're serving that like we're unaffected by the things going through life. And it's so the opposite. It's like when you show your process of like what you're feeling and going through, it blesses the people that you're serving.
Yeah, sometimes I come out more blessed from him than I came from.
No, I'm the one.
No, because the Lord has granted him, Dano, so much, I don't know, wisdom and deep. He's a deep person. Like, he will never go just through things, through the motions. He will be like, okay, let's just go deeper, like find the reason. I don't know.
It's my curse.
Yeah, but it's been a blessing, Dano. Thank you so much. It's a blessing. So, guys, thank you so much for being with us. And I hope you could stay until the end of this podcast. So wait for the next episode that I know is going to be a blessing. We're bringing all of these young adults that I think the next one is going to be Yoli. She's amazing.
Oh, you're in for
She is amazing.
Yeah, that'll be
so yeah, it's going to be so fun. So thank you, Dano, for being here.
My pleasure.
We love you, man. Love you and see you next time.